Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you very much for joining me here today. I hope you're having an amazing day. I just wanted to go ahead and take a quick look at Gala here with you, see what's going on, and obviously peek over at Bitcoin just briefly. Bear in mind, Bitcoin's kind of made a little bit of a ramp up here in the last couple of hours. We can see that it kind of came down as low as about 46,800, and now it's upwards of about 48,800. Okay, so keep in mind, it's fluctuating quite a lot considering. Now, this may not look like a lot because of that large candlestick over there, but generally speaking, we got a decent amount of movement, but we're still under the 4-hour, 50-day simple moving average and a few other key level resistances. Until we're back up over 52,300, it's not really considered to be bullish at all. All right, we're still very bearish. I would say we're going to have probably a good week or two worth of consolidation here based on overall market conditions, possibly even longer, with everything kind of stretching out until early next year with some announcements. So ultimately, I would say, Bitcoin is going to just continue to misbehave, but probably not going to be super strong one way or the other. For the most part, I think we're going to see some consistency closer to support here at about 47.8. So 48,000 is probably a good round number to consider. Okay. So as usual, just recommend dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin, and definitely Bitcoin's contender there, Ethereum. Make sure you consider that as well. All right, let's take a look here at Gala. Oh, and just before we do, just so you know, I'm not a financial advisor, right? I just love teaching people how to trade, and it's my goal, my passion to help you become a better trader. Okay, so I've been trading for a very long time, and hopefully you can learn a thing or two here today. Consider joining my Patreon community, where we actually have a large group of folks where I'll get together. I share every single trade that I take with my community, and it's a very rewarding experience for everyone because we're all like-minded individuals and we're all learning together. So awesome stuff. Check that out in the description below. Looking at Gala here. So one-day chart, standard moving averages are not really applicable at this time, but we'll keep in mind the 50-day simple moving average is working its way up. That could become relevant eventually. So I like the fact that it's coming up to closer to about 37 cents, which is a previous resistance / current support level. So if we do end up losing 47 cents, I would say 37 is the next likely target. It'll range within 37 to 47. Also keep this in mind. We've been closing above 47 cents for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days in a row. Okay, so the more often you test a support or resistance level, the more likely it is to break. So just please understand that. We're kind of at this point where it has to leg up or it's going to go down. It's just one of those two things. And I hate to have to say that it could go either way because we don't truly know, but based on its movement, it's been responding very synonymous with Bitcoin in a lot of ways. As we can see, this green candle here is very much the same thing as Bitcoin's green candle. So just bear that in mind. No pun intended there. And just understand that whatever Bitcoin does right now, Gala will probably consider doing the same thing. It may eventually break free, but for right now, we're kind of stuck in this channel between 47 and 55 cents. And the good news is we're back up over the 50-day simple moving average on the 4-hour chart. That is helpful, of course, but how strong will it be? As soon as Bitcoin sells off by another 3 or 4%, we can expect maybe a 5 to 10% correction for Gala. We haven't had any true signs here yet that Gala is independent and free from Bitcoin. The good thing that we do have here, and this is just, again, based on ever since it started retracing, we'll go ahead and take a look at the volume. You can see we're right at the largest amount of volume accumulation. So this is creating a stronger support level there. If the price can kind of close above and stay above the current price right now, about 51 cents, we'll be in pretty good shape to have the price, continue upwards. But, right now we're kind of right in that neutral state, which a lot of coins are right now. And it's just kind of one of those things we have to acknowledge. Maybe consider dollar cost averaging if this is a coin you really want to invest in. But I would also just say keep some money aside, make sure that you're safe over being sorry when the price does come back down again. Because I do think it's an inevitability that price will come down to this lower channel, 37 to 47. I think it's more likely to break down than up at this time. But you got to understand, today's Saturday, people just got paid yesterday. The whales are taking a day off. Everything's going to look more bullish on Saturday. So just understand that. Sundays are a different story. We've had a lot of red Sundays recently, and that's because the whales over in the eastern hemisphere of the world, they're awake when here in the States, for example, it's Sunday. We're just taking it easy on the weekend, and they're back to business on Monday, taking their profits. So just be aware of that. That could very well happen. It's kind of a strange week this week with Tuesday's announcement, as well as you want to see what the futures, the CME opens with. If we get a gap up on Monday, we'll be in pretty good shape. Again, a lot of little stuff factoring in. So just want you to know that. Okay, let's look at some of the other key indicators we'll call today here. We're up over 50 on the RSI. Love to see that. That's a good sign. So we're, effectively more bullish than bearish in the immediate recent past. Okay, so the more, I guess you could say, micro, we're more along those lines. Looking at the 1 hour too, we can kind of see that we are at we hit a 9 and we got a reset, and it's legging down a little bit, but not bad. So I mean, good news is here we've got lower lows so far and a higher, basically, and a higher high, right? Correction, I misspoke. We're seeing higher lows and higher highs, right? So the second one, I mean, again, too early to tell, but ultimately that's a good sign that we want to be able to see. What we want to ensure, though, is that the price doesn't come any lower than right around, again, 47 cents on this next leg down. So if we're to come down, we can be okay with a dip down here, continue upwards, or even right here. But anything lower than that, we're going to lose this little trend, and it would be adverse, right? Again, not much data here to really work with in that sense, so just keep that in mind. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at Ichimoku Cloud, see what's going on here. So we're above, what is it? We are above the baseline with the conversion line. Check number one, we're good shape there. We're also above with the lagging span where we're clear of any price action. So ultimately, we do have, I wouldn't say it's a buy signal, but just letting you know that the Ichimoku Cloud says if you have a long position right now, you would want to continue to leave it open. Okay. So ultimately, I don't not recommend you just jump right into a position right now, but keep this in mind. It's not giving us any sell signals right now. We actually have a good open signal. So the key takeaway here is that if the price can come, start to come up here and get closer to the resistance about 55, then we're gonna be in good shape, because then the lagging span will inevitably become clear of the price action here, right? Because if you're not familiar with the cloud, when this lagging span intersects with the price action, that's considered a sell signal. Okay. But we technically have all three indications of a continuation, right? The only thing I don't love is the fact that we're at a 9 on TD sequential. We just got that reset. So if this dip doesn't dip much further, and it just say the worst case scenario, it kind of dips down and bounces off the cloud, we should be in pretty good shape. So ultimately, I like what I see here on the micro for Gala. It's looking good in that sense, right? It's just the major concern that I have is the fact that we spent a tremendous amount of time right here in this area, and it needs to, or get off the pot, right? It needs to move or just kind of die, if that makes any sense. And again, that's because we've seen 8 out of the last 9 days worth of trading right at this exact level. Granted, most of the market's doing that right now, so it's not a surprise. But with Gala, if it's trending right close to support, I'm a little concerned that support might break and we might see a break to the downside, because again, Gala is a coin that a lot of people are profitable on, and profitable coins like this are the first ones to go when Bitcoin sees any trouble. So just, again, be aware of that is all I can say, and just know that the psychology behind it is that profitable coins go first. That's why KuCoin got damaged recently. We saw Sandbox get hit. Most of these really awesome coins that are still very, very good value, and they should likely be much higher later, are getting hit right now because these are the profitable coins, and the first thing to go are the coins that are making you money when Bitcoin goes down, right? At least that's how the whales are thinking. That's what they look at. It's all about the dollars. That's all there is to it. So hopefully that you found some benefit here. So again, my price prediction would basically just be the fact that the price should continue sideways within the same channel. If we can get a break to the upside, it'd be great. It needs to happen soon, though. In other words, we want to be able to break that resistance level. It's tried a couple of times and can't. 55 cents appears to be a strong resistance plane. Very similar, though, to keep this in mind, to 52,000 for Bitcoin, right? Again, look at what Bitcoin's doing. If you're smart, which I believe you are, always understand what Bitcoin's doing in order to identify this, because this coin is now synonymous with Bitcoin's behavior for the most part, and we need to respect that until it breaks free from it, right? Once it starts taking off, it's all good, but for right now, let's just pay attention to Bitcoin and, go from there. So I hope you found benefit, of course. Thank you so much for watching me here. We'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. I'll go ahead and cover this again very, very soon. This is basically my daily driver. I have a handful of coins I get massive amount of requests on, and we need to cover them almost daily. So thank you so much again. I look forward to seeing the next one. Have a great rest of your day.